Hey, sports bettors, KG coming at you, and I want to talk about Thursday night football tonight. Got a couple of different boosts that are absolutely worth doing. One from FanDuel, one from DraftKings, and it's basically the same promotion. So this is the one that I'm talking about. It's this no sweat same game parlay. And the thing that I like about it is you bet $10 on a 3-leg parlay, and as long as it's got minimum odds of plus 400 or longer, then if it loses, you get a $10 free bet. So here's the thing, that $10 free bet, if you have OddsJam, you should be able to convert that into 80%. So you should be able to convert your $10 free bet guaranteed into $8. So what's happening here is you're getting paid as if you're wagering 10, but you're really only risking 2. And so what you're doing is you're multiplying the odds in your favor by a factor of almost, well, a little bit more than 5. And I just want to show you how that works. So, okay, you have to choose 3 legs from this. And because of the massive boost, it really doesn't matter what you're picking. This is going to be a long shot. This is something that apparently they're going to offer this every week. You want to participate every week, and a couple of them will hit, and that will pay for all of the times that you didn't hit because of the massive boost they're giving you with the risk-free aspect of it. So here's what I chose. Not that you have to tail, but if you wanted to, you certainly could. I took 3 basically even money bets here. I have a good feeling about the Chargers. I think they're going to outperform tonight. It's a hunch, and it's based on nothing, I'm guessing. So I think Herbert's going to have a good night, and this was about a 50-50 bet. I think the Chargers are going to cover. And I think that we're going to have the under. I think this wild back and forth, I don't think that's what's going to happen tonight. That's a lot of points to try to cover. So I think it's very possible that all 3 of these things could hit. And if they do, they're going to price that at plus 741, right? If the total payout is 84.15, well, 10 of it was mine to begin with. So I'm getting plus 741. So here's the thing to think about. If this were even money bets, a fair price on this should be plus 700, right? Even money bets would be a 50-50 shot, 3 of them. That's going to happen 1 out of 8 times. So you should get paid 7-1. That would be a fair price. Well, here's the thing. What are they actually paying me? Well, I've only got $2 at risk. And so they're not paying me plus 741. They're paying me, the bet is going to win 74.15, but it's really on a $2 wager. And if you divide that out, you see that the bet there, I'm really getting plus 3,700 instead of plus 741. So that's just a massive boost. They're going to limit it to $10. That's why, because they know this boost is massively in the player's favor. But you have to do this. You have to do it every week. And it doesn't matter what you pick. Even if the things that they're pricing are juiced, you're going to be able to overcome that juice, even if it's an unfair amount of juice. And so this is a bet that you're going to want to take advantage of every time that it shows up, risk-free parlays. And then it's kind of nice because these are bets I would never make on my own. So it's just really fun when you see it hit and you end up winning $80 when you didn't expect on, even placing the bet in the first place. So that's kind of fun. So FanDuel, it's called a no sweat risk-free parlay. You're going to want to look for that, and a minimum $10 or maximum $10 is what they're replacing there. So on DraftKings, we have a very similar promotion. So we have this risk-free Thursday Night Football single game parlay. And so I did kind of the same thing here, except I flipped it. I said, all right, let's bet on a different outcome. And then I've got a possibility of winning no matter what happens. I'm not going to win them both. But I like the idea of diversifying a little bit and having it spread out. So same kind of promotion. Their terms here, you can get 100% profit boost every game day in week 2. That's for adding items to your parlay. But on Thursday, it's special because you'll get money back if your parlay loses. And you can increase the boost by adding more legs to the parlay. It's just that the more legs you add, the less likely it is to hit. So, and you don't get that much of a boost for each additional one. To go from 3 to 4, you only get an additional 5%, but you've made it that much less likely to happen. So I think you're better off keeping the boost, taking what they give you, You have to put 3 bets into this parlay. That's part of the terms. You have to add 3 legs. And I think in total they have to be plus 400. Each leg has to be, actually, no, plus total could be 100. Okay, so that's a lot more generous. You could put a whole bunch of favorites in there if you want, but then you're not going to win as much when you win. And that's just the odds of it. And that's okay too. So for this one in particular, I went the other way. So in the other one, I said, let's give some faith to the Chargers. Now we're going to say, no, let's give some power to the Chiefs, and we'll see what happens. So here I'm going to flip it. I think I took the Chiefs the Chiefs minus 4.5. I think I took the over on this one. I had the under on the FanDuel one. And then I have Clyde Edwards-Helaire to score a touchdown. And if all 3 of those things happen, they'll give me plus 570. But again, it's not on $10. They're going to pay me $67 on what's really, probably here you can't convert at 80%. I wouldn't count on that. A DraftKings free bet, I would count on 75%. So I'm really, when I risk $10, I'm really risking $250, because if I lose, I'm getting my $10 free bet and I can turn that into $7.50. So I'm really only risking $250, but they're going to pay me $67. And that ends up being odds of not plus 570. It ends up being odds of plus 2280. So just massive inflation of what they're giving me here. So same reason that you want to take this one. This one makes sense. So I think you should take the FanDuel same game parlay risk-free. You should do the DraftKings same game parlay risk-free for Thursday. And then this next one is really interesting, and I'm on the fence about it. So I just want to explain my thoughts real quick. Let me line everything up, and then I'll pop back in. Okay, so this next promo on DraftKings is a little bit different. This one says if you're up by 7 on your bet on the spread or the money line, if you're up by 7, you automatically win. And that's a neat idea. So when you think about that, should you do that? This is the kind of game where that could actually happen. And I would be more excited about betting on the Chargers because they're an underdog here. I could see the Chargers going up 7 and Kansas City coming back and still winning. I think it's less likely that the Chiefs go up 7 and then the Chargers come back and win. Same thing. I mean, that could happen. There is no mathematical way to calculate that without knowing more about the probabilities specific to the Chiefs and Chargers this year of when they're up 7, how likely are they actually going to end up losing? So you get a little bit of insurance here. And you can, they're actually allowing you to do this with up to $250. So that's a pretty big shot that you can take if you want. So if you think it's possible that the Chargers get the ball first, go straight down the field and score a touchdown, this would be a bet you should take. Here's my problem, and this is the reason that I'm not automatically hitting it. If you look at the odds on the money line, the odds offered by DraftKings. Now, I said before, the Chiefs, this is priced as if they're probably going to win anyway. So if you like the Chiefs, this bet is very likely to win. And the insurance that they go up 7 and then they ultimately lose, I think it's worth a lot less. I think it's worth a lot more on the underdog because I think it's more likely that they could go up 7 and blow it. So I think the insurance is more valuable on the underdog. Here's my problem, though. They're only giving you plus 160 on the money line. And if you really like the Chargers on the money line, well, you should really be on FanDuel or PointsBet or even Caesars. You're giving yourself a whole nother 10 points or 15 points or 16 points. You're just leaving so much money on the table to be able to take advantage of that insurance. So I'm really torn. I don't think I'll do that one. I like it in concept. I did it last week, but I think it's more valuable on the underdog. And this time you're having to take such a big discount to put your money on the underdog at DraftKings that I just don't think I want to do that this time. So that's my thought on it. If you're high on the Chargers, we're very much in a hunch betting situation. The idea of going up 7 is really attractive. It's a neat promotion, and it's really hard for me to conceptualize mathematically whether or not that's a good idea. But as a hunch, I really kind of like it. It's just that, if this was plus 175, I would absolutely hit it. But because I have to take a discount to get the insurance, I don't know that I want to pay anything for that. I want to get that for free. And some weeks you might. So I'm going to wait for a time when that happens. I'm going to stay off of this one for now. But that's my thoughts on that. So those are my Thursday night football thoughts. Safe and happy betting, everyone. KG out.